This debate was different than the last debate because Congressman Gibson kind of came after you and asserted that you have no plan. Can you respond to that sort of persistent attack which came up tonight?
Yeah, I think that this is, part of the effort to distract from the fact that he's the incumbent with a voting record that he refuses to talk about and doesn't want anyone to know about. His entire campaign is built around pretending that he's running for the first time and that he hasn't spent 2 years accumulating a record that's entirely out of step with the voters of upstate New York.
There was one question, at least, I know I asked about Medicare and what you would do to extend the life of the trust fund. Could you answer that? I don't think you managed to do it in the...
And I hope you'll forgive me. You know the time constraints
right.
are a challenge. So, look, here are the things we can do. We can, number one, allow Medicare to negotiate with drug companies. That's an easy fix that the congressman and his party refused to do. They're the ones that prevented Medicare from negotiating for the price of drugs. We can look at paying for quality outcomes rather than fee for services on a procedure-by-procedure basis. These are things that will help in the long term shore up Medicare. The issue, and you and I have had a chance to discuss this before, it isn't that Medicare is some kind of government program with runaway costs. The issue is that our health care system has runaway costs. And the congressman's version of just shifting it back into the private sector, which has fewer cost controls, when we know Medicare does a better job controlling costs, is not an answer. It doesn't do anything to reduce the overall cost of spending, and it doesn't shore up Medicare as a program. It takes us back to the 1960s, before Medicare, when so many seniors had no health insurance coverage at all. That's the future if you go into this partial privatization down that road.
Is there anything that you regret about tonight? Is there anything that you wish you had answered perhaps with more clarity, differently?
You were over there. I was just saying to these folks, I was in the Albany Medical Center emergency room till 4 a.m. with my 2-year-old.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Just a gash on the head with some stitches.
Okay. All right. Well, glad to hear that.
So if I did, I'm sure that if there was anything that wasn't as clear as I hope I might normally do, lack of sleep and concern for him is probably the reason. To me, look, I understand the format of a debate, but sometimes when you want to get into the kind of detail for the kind of questions you're asking, 90 seconds is difficult. To me, the congressman wanted to come here and undermine my credibility, and that...
He called you a New York City lawyer.
Yeah, look, I'm a kid from Kingston. This is where I grew up. It's where I'm raising my family.
Who practiced law for a New York City-based firm?
Practices law for a living. Spent most of my career in public service. I'm proud of the work that I do. And the fact is, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be I don't know what that label is. I'm a New York City lawyer. The fact is, I'm a candidate for Congress, and I'm talking about my priorities versus his priorities as reflected in his record. And he wants to talk about anything except his record.
Great. Thank you very much.